Hello, I'm Muzabub, and welcome back to my channel. I was hoping for a panel, but well, that's my own damn fault. It's the middle of the week and it's late at night, so I don't know what I was expecting. However, I have the big stein. I just have this little guy to drink up first, and it's only now that I realize I didn't share out the actual watch link. So if you'll pardon me for just a moment. Okay. Sharing now. We drink beer from a big stein. Control V. Tweet. Do that thing where I DM. This part's going to be a second. This part will be a second, sorry. Sorry. All right. So, hopefully everybody's doing well. Wow, a meme. That owns me. Hold on. It's like these I don't get it. I really don't. What is it that these fucking blue magas love so much about Biden? I genuinely don't get it. Really, I don't. It baffles me because I don't honestly know what there is to like about Biden. Like, oh, the PACT Act, guess what? That doesn't actually help veterans as much as you think it does. I'm a military veteran. It's not helping me that much. Actually, it's not helping me at all. Let's see, what else? Chips and Science Act. Oh, we're doing token shit. First major gun safety legislation in decades. That's tokenism. It's some weak sauce bullshit. Took out the leader of Al Qaeda. Your boss, Obama, your former boss, Barack Obama, took out the leader of Al Qaeda. Fuck, I think even Trump managed to take out someone in the leadership of Al Qaeda. So that's not the win you think it is. Although I will openly say that Trump did release 5,000 Al Qaeda, Taliban, uh, ISIS people, but he took out a leader, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong. Historic job growth, that's something every president claims. Um, Historically low unemployment, that's also something that every president claims. I want to see expanded the NATO alliance. Holy shit. Oh, I think I just got called a traitor. Hold on. Hold on. I think I just got called a traitor. All right, let's scroll up a little bit. Okay, so I said looks like Blue MAGA is on their bullshit again with Biden delivers again. These people may not openly have Biden as some savior, but they sure behave like he is. This dude said, no, Biden is just a damn good man, blah, 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 blah. And again, I said this on Twitter, I'll say it again here. If Biden is your idea of a damn good man, you have the bar set so low that an 80-year-old man's balls clear them. A meme, I said, wow, a meme, I'm owned. The person said, know your audience, short statements with pictures works best for traders. Oh shit, win the midterms. That's something Biden will not do, by the way. The Democrats, I think, are probably going to lose in the midterms because people are so unexcited. And swing left. Swing left. Please tell me what leftward swing is happening. These people are jokes. They're bad fucking jokes. I don't get it. I don't understand this pro-Biden bullshit. Pro-Biden shit wicket calling me deluded for accurately saying, actually, let me again pull up my screen because this is going to give the context that's necessary. Okay. You know the problem with Democrats? They sit on their hands until there's a crisis caused by the Republicans that they could have seen 20 years down the road because Republicans loudly and publicly went to work on it. Point out where I'm wrong. Just once, point out where I'm wrong. Because Democrats knew since 1973 that Republicans and conservative Christians were going to go to work on overturning Roe. They did nothing at all. Nothing. Not a single thing to codify Roe. Oh, well, it's just not a top priority. It's not a priority. Obama said it's not a priority. Trump made it a fucking priority to overturn, which is bad for just pretty much everybody. Someone went to work, and it wasn't the Democrats. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. So, let's make someone famous. After I said you are a moron, I know I'm sharing my screen a lot, and that's kind of pushing the limit, but I said, "You are a moron" to the person who called me deluded. They said, "I'm sorry, I didn't realize your mental health was in a downswing. Best of luck, hope you recover." I say, "Eat shit, I just got out of the hell hospital for a mental breakdown, you ableist fuck." Oh, I'm being compassionate because I've had problems too? Hold on. You clearly used it as a I misspelled pejorative. As a pejorative, I doubt your sincerity. Yeah, I am more than a little pissed about that. More than a fucking little. My mental health's in a downswing. It is. It is. They're not wrong. Actually, I'm on an upswing right now because I've been released from a hospital. However, to say that, what the fuck is wrong with you? How actually awful of a person do you have to be? Holy shit. Hang on. Make this ableist shit wicket famous. Don't ask me why I like mixing and matching insults the way I do. I just do. By the way, Purple Math Pig, if either of you would like to jump in, Math Pig, I think I'll have to send you a link directly into my StreamYard, but I can do that. Copy to clipboard. Purple, you walked into some Surrey shit. Oh, this person chose violence, and let's just say I did it better. Let's see. Actually, new message. Math Pig. Hey, we follow each other, and I am about to send. Come on. You can do it. Next. What the hell? All right. All right. Yeah. So MathPig, check your Twitter DMs. You have a invite thingy majiggy. Purple, if you would like to hop into the actual stream itself, your group has invite. By the way, this live stream was meant to be about me enjoying this 24-ounce beer stein. That's what it was meant to be. Instead, I chose, I suppose you could call it philosophical violence. But I mean, come on. What actually kind of person do you have to be like, oh, your mental health is in decline as an insult? for all intents and purposes, I could have been on that person's side. I could have. But like every other liberal, they chose to malign and insult me. Hey, Math Pig, how's it going?
How's yourself?
Well, I've been drinking for a hot minute, so
I've been drinking for a wee hot minute myself. I was about to go to bed,
fair enough.
but I seen you been live. I haven't seen you live in ages, so I thought, hi. I don't know what happened when I walked in, but it was like, you motherfucker, get the fuck out and get the fuck. I was like, damn shit, I'll leave. It's all right.
No,
One
it was
viewer and he's
about
giving him shit.
no, it was about this fuck nugget who said my mental health was clearly in decline because I accurately uh, pointed out the many failings of the Biden presidency. Um, and the blue MAGA just got really annoyed with me, and the whole your mental health is clearly in decline, and I mean there's no way they could have known this, but I did just get out of a mental hospital a couple of weeks ago for a mental breakdown.
Well,
um,
would you consider the idea that the reason that you became so triggered was because of that?
probably,
You'd be open to
almost
the
definitely,
yeah.
actually, but I don't think that makes my anger towards them any less reasonable.
I would disagree to a certain point.
Really, I'm curious.
Well, if somebody like to be desperately honest, there's a wee bit of a troll in me. You know, we all have a little troll inside them. You know, sometimes we go to people's channels we don't like and all the rest of it, and say for talk's sake that me and you didn't agree on certain things, and you know, we'll call you Jill, right? Uh, you would poke fun, and if you found out that something triggered that person, you would push upon it to get a reaction, to show that that person is the stereotype that said person is making. So if I made statements like, you know, you're a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex, knowing that your reaction would be you go, grr, I have tiny arms. And then you would get angry because I keep calling you a T Rex. If I hadn't have said that in the first place, you wouldn't have went that way. But me saying it, you have the ability to just go, well, you're a dick. I'm technically a chicken, and go buck buck and walk away. You know, you have that choice within you, if you understand. It's difficult. Don't get me wrong. You know, my mother has an entire persona for my angry side, but it's something I'm working through myself. But this is what I mean. You have the choice not to react.
You see, I see where you're coming from. I do. But I also think that my reaction is completely legitimate. And uh, it does come from a place of being triggered, really. Give me a second. Let me invite Mage in.
Hey,
Hey, Mage. So, like, just because I was triggered doesn't necessarily mean I'm wrong. I mean, I now have actually let me screen share since I've been doing that every time someone decides to say some asshole thing to me or just say something to me at all. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm assuming they meant to say I'd give you the name of my therapist, but I'm not sure she could help you. She's not really helping me. But thanks for putting me out there as an ableist and not believing. I still hope you feel better soon. I don't care about their well wishes. Because let's face it, they still used mental health decline as a pejorative.
Mm-hmm.
It was meant as an insult.
Definitely.
So obviously I'm justified in that.
When it breaks it down to which is better, and I feel that you're making it slightly a dichotomy. So it's like, am I justified in telling this piece of shit that he's a piece of shit? Well, yes, I cannot disagree with that. Right? You know, if someone's a piece of shit, they're a piece of shit. If you tell them that, from our point of view, you're definitely correct and justified in doing that. Will it make the situation better? And does it make you a better person to point out to him and lower yourself to their level? You know, you're a dick, I'm a dick, you're a dick, I'm a dick. Rah, 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 rah. It goes back and forth. Where if they said to you, you know, they insult you and you go, well, that's good for you that that's the best insult you've got and walk away. You know, or it's not tit for tat. It's to improve you.
You see, there are times I'm not after improving myself because I am unfortunately only human. So there are times when lashing out is the one comfortable thing that's going to make me feel better. I don't care.
Oh,
I don't care if it makes anyone else feel better or worse. I don't care if it makes me feel better or worse. Honestly, I don't feel better for having lashed out at this person, but I don't feel worse. At the very least, I have a little bit of catharsis. Not saying I'm a great person
oh no,
or
no,
even
no,
really a good
no, no,
person.
no. Sorry, did Mage talk? Was I over speaking?
No.
I find that very self-defeating for yourself. I find the fact that you're very quick admittance, oh, I'm just a bad person, is, I don't want to say dismissing it, but jumping straight to the end without the discussion. You know, it's the bit in the middle that's important. It's not, oh yes, ends justifies the means. You are correct to tell this piece of shit he's a piece of shit. But what's best for your mental health? What's best for you? And not temporarily, you know, not the catharsis, not the, if I punch that motherfucker in the face, I'm going to feel fantastic because he deserves it. You'll feel bad later.
I don't think I'm going to feel bad about this person at all because there's some nobody I randomly encountered on the internet.
Okay.
But insofar as what you're saying about improving my own mental health, I am on medication to improve my mental health. I have appointments coming up with a therapist to discuss my mental health and ways that I can actively improve my own mental health. I'm doing all the necessary things that I can possibly do.
I would say that
But in the
there's one you're,
meantime,
I would say there's one you're missing.
all right.
You're on medication and you're making efforts to speak to a therapist. But these are the things that we are supposed to do, which, like, I've tried medication, I've tried talking to a therapist as well, you know, and it's just, well, fucking very short session, 1, 2, didn't like the bastard, fucked him off. They didn't help me because at the time I didn't want to. It's the realization of the responsibility that we need to make the steps ourselves. So it's, I don't know, maybe because it's really late and I've had a few drinks myself and I'm quite high, but
Um,
saying it's okay to punch the person because I'm going through mental health, but I'm going to sort myself out with a therapist and shit. You still have to make that choice and decision. And I know we have barely spoken. I'm very blunt, but I'm a cunt. I
It's all
apologize.
good. So I would say that the piece of context that I may have glossed over, I voluntarily sent myself to that mental hospital. Um, I went so far, and this will probably get the video taken down, but hey, moment of honesty. I took the knife that I was going to carve myself up with. Let's make it at least slightly YouTube friendly. To the hospital with me, gave it to the nurse, and said, "If you don't take this away from me, I will hurt myself." I did everything that my conscious mind at the very beginning. I did everything I possibly could to make sure I got help.
Good.
I knew where I needed to go, and fortunately, the overpowering majority of me wanted to go there to the hospital and get help, be inpatient somewhere for mental health assistance. So I wanted it. I wanted the help. Unfortunately, because I'm a human being, it's baby steps. I don't quite know how to walk as far as my mental health, so I have to kind of crawl. And crawling, as it stands with walking, in that intermediary, I'm gonna be falling on my face. I'm gonna make wrong moves, and that's just part of the territory. Unfortunately for me, I'm kind of doing it publicly.
Yeah. After all this preparation, I'm kind of low energy myself there, Purple.
Well, I think it's best I be quiet. It's very late, and I've been having the. Like, I even tried to have a stream the other night. I do topical streams on Saturday night, and it was like, what if you could go back a month and just reset? I've been in not so great terms myself, and like I own guns. I have a shotgun and stuff. I've been in situations. I didn't go to a hospital or anything like that, or it was. I am lucky enough to have a fantastic daughter. And yeah, I'm going to take this opportunity to talk about my daughter. She's fucking 5. She's top of her class. She's got an IQ of a fucking doctor. She's 120, 20 IQ points above anyone else in her class. Fuck the IQ test, but yeah, bitch be brilliant, right? She understands logic better than fucking Jesus is Lord. Bitch knows fucking objective and subjective already. She's amazing. That's what gets me up in the morning. I live in a house by myself most of the time. I have a 20-year-old dog who's very excitable and still full of beans, but I come home every day to a house by myself, completely fucking empty. I have to then cook, clean. I've recently went through a breakup. It's
Ooh.
not good. You just sit at home alone with nobody. And when you try and help people, you try and reach out, and not to go into detail, but Purple knows exactly what I'm talking about when I say this. You try and be neutral, and you get bastardized from both sides.
No, I absolutely get hit from both. Well, I can't say even both sides because I'm to the left of both sides. But
I get hit by both sides.
yeah, I mean, no, realistically, yes, I do get hit by Democrats and I get hit by Republicans
I'm not even talking
constantly.
politically. I'm not even talking politics. I'm Northern Ireland. I haven't watched American politics in about 2 years, maybe 3 years, because it's just the shit that's been going on over here. We haven't even got a government. Like, we have no government for like 6 months. They won't agree. Protestants have lost the fucking bat because the Catholics are now outnumbering them. It's a fucking disaster. Oh, by the way, the Protestants are young earth creationists, but the Catholics are, progressive. The LGBTQ rights, gay marriage, all the way. I'm a Protestant, by the way, technically. So if I vote for them, I get my knees done in. That's the fucking mindset of people over here. It's insane. Like, we're still getting people getting their knees shot in with fucking guns. They're bombing. They're attacking. So I lost interest in American politics, so I apologize.
Oh, it's all good. Honestly, I thought that Protestant and Catholic bullshit in Northern Ireland was, for the most part, done with. Not entirely, obviously, but
In the media, if you stuck in the media after that, you would be correct. People in England don't know what's going on over here because it's just not funny news. It's not great. But the fact that less than 2 years ago, my daughter was pushed in a pram by her mother past a car bomb outside a courthouse that went off 20 minutes, maybe an hour later. That shit's real. A bomb went off less than fucking 3 months ago in the same housing estate that she lives in. Now, it's a big housing estate. It was far enough away. Don't get me wrong, but a fucking homemade bomb goes off in less than a mile from where my daughter is spends her days. Like. So American politics, left of this, right of this, the whole fucking lot is right. It doesn't fucking matter. I apologize for making this about me.
no, it's all right. I mean, I get it. It's something that you got to deal with pretty actively daily. It's just that, unfortunately for me, American politics is what I have to deal with daily, and
Yeah.
unfortunately for me, American politics is pretty much to the right of everyone except Iran.
Does it affect your daily life? Now, I don't want you to advocate. I don't want you to say this and how you stand or whatever. I'm talking about when you go to the shops, with the exception of buying fucking, gasoline, as you call it, or gas, or whatever, that's affecting the whole world. Individually, if there was a Republican in charge right now and the shit economically was probably going to happen anyway, in your daily life, would it make a difference?
Well, what has affected our daily lives is the way Trump packed the courts, because the courts are stripping away our rights.
Yeah.
My fiance now, because of the overturning of Roe v. Wade, because of the justices Trump put on the Supreme Court, they can't get half of the treatments they need for their fucking cancer.
Well, my mother is a cis-straight woman, and in her age, with what's happening medically, she got given hormones from a half an hour interview. And I know people who are transitioning in the UK in the same system who've been working for over 18 months to 2 years to get half of the dosage that my mom was just like, oh, well, this will fix, what's going on. So we're just going to give it to you, medically. Here you are.
Well,
It's pure prejudice in the system. I understand. Not personally, but I understand.
Even medically, that I think Alex and your mom have something in common. Your mom needs hormones for medical reasons. Alex, not only for the trans reasons. Alex, he also has needs of hormones for medical reasons because they have a hormone imbalance.
But they're classified under this, so they can't get it because of persecution. Yeah.
So it does affect my daily life.
My mom,
the fact that my fiance may die one day, very soon, affects my daily life.
Yeah. One of the drugs that Soft Girl was supposed to get for chemo, the insurances decide they're not going to pay for, so she can't get it. the insurance company just says that she's not sick enough to need it. They're basically going to wait until she winds up having to have an ambulance take her to a hospital to prove that she's sick enough for it.
And not only that, sorry, I have to adjust for the sake of my legs. I can't find a job that will accommodate the fact that I'm physically disabled. But because I'm not compensated for it, obviously it's not bad enough to affect my life, even though I can't move half the fucking time. You know, all I have open to me here is factory, warehouse, and customer service, all of which requires constant movement. And 2 out of 3 require constantly lifting things. Now, if you're not physically disabled, and I think everyone in this stream to some degree is physically disabled, yeah, you're going to have a hard time.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe not having to worry about the bad kind of Irish car bomb would be a step up by coming to America, but honestly, I think it would be a net loss if you came to America, Math Pig, because you would lose so much shit. You'd lose your health care.
Well, I'm not disagreeing with the fact that the healthcare system in America is fucked. I think that's a given.
There has to be a healthcare system for it to be fucked.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they don't recognize any of my physical disabilities either.
Yeah.
My disability is because they can't find any effective treatment for Tourette's. That's the only thing that I'm certified as being disabled for.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, other than asthma, my other disability is chronic pain across my whole fucking body. Like, name a joint, and I have arthritis in it. My body is fucked. I might.
Yep.
Like, part of me thinks that I'll be lucky to live to see 60 or 70.
Can you not focus on the arthritis and get compensation from that?
No.
There's no health insurance from proving you have arthritis. You pay health insurance, you've got arthritis, and you get no support.
I don't think they consider arthritis a disability because it's such a common condition.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no support through it, though. That's what I mean. There's no. You get arthritis, you're just as handy, just as as a able person.
Yep. Well, I'm dealing with the same thing. I don't have it for my whole body, but basically, I had to give up doing the home repairs because there's too many days that my hands are so stiff I can't tell if I'm using enough pressure to hold on to the tool. I've had tools drop out of my hand.
Yeah. And I may have been a little hyperbolic when I said throughout my whole body, but my lower back, my knees, hips, ankles, shoulders, elbows, all have arthritis.
Yeah.
So
What
might
did
as
you-
well be my whole body.
What age?
What type of arthritis?
The doctor I spoke to said it was basically, or they implied it was kind of a generalized arthritis. I think the word psoriatic was thrown out there once or twice. I'm not honestly 100% certain. The point is, I can tell you when it's going to rain or snow with 100% accuracy based on how my joints feel.
Okay, well, that sounds like it would be the rheumatoid arthritis if the weather's affecting it that much.
No, rheumatoid's autoimmune system.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah, and
getting it
I have
backwards.
a pretty decent immune system.
Well, you can have a really good immune system. Some ways, it's almost like having too good of an immune system sometimes.
Well, that's actually what Sloth Girl's MS is her immune system is so overactive that it has started eating the insulation off of the nerves. Oh. Anyway, what kind of beer you got in that huge mug?
I'm drinking Seventh Son. They're a Columbus brewery. It's an American golden ale called their Assistant Manager. It's okay.
I break out the rum, but it's best I stay sober right now.
Yeah, you've got to keep your wits about you until that storm's passed.
Yeah.
At least to keep your animals from panicking.
Yeah. I'm trying to keep things as same for them as I can. Chickens are in the carrier right now, and they're just chilling, so they're good. I'll have to pull the bird away from his window tomorrow. He's probably going to wonder what the hell's going on when I do that.
Yeah.
If things get really bad and I start getting broken windows, I might have to pull them into the hallway.
Yeah. I've got to put a card up. I'm not going to be able to stream tomorrow. Because they finally decided to upgrade my thermostat with a new one. And they've said that, yeah, they'll be in and out over the course of the next 3 days, starting, today. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I cannot for the life of me understand how it can take 3 days to replace a thermostat. It has never taken me a full hour to replace one.
Yeah.
But they got stage 1 in. They've got the unit actually mounted on the wall today. And they mounted it on the outside concrete wall. This is fucking asinine. You just put the thermostat connected to a huge heat sink. That thing's never going to properly register the room temperature.
Do these people know what they're doing?
Apparently not.
It just hit 5 a.m. here, so I'm going to let you wonderful people enjoy your stream. It's been good talking. Beelzebub, I know we don't talk that often. Mage is the same. Purple, always respect.
Come on. You're chickening out now, 5 a.m.? It can't even be sunrise there yet.
I have work at 7:30, and no joke, we are doing a stock take tomorrow that I have started on Monday, and I'm only a quarter of the way through. And they plan to stay at 10 o'clock on Thursday, starting tomorrow, all through work Thursday, staying after 5, buying us food. So I'm like, fuck that shit. I am not staying to 10 o'clock on Thursday. So I started Monday. But yeah, I've that tomorrow. In 3 hours, I start work. So
okay, yeah, try to get yourself a little nap at least.
Yeah, I'd be good. Appreciate you all. Thanks very much.
Yep.
Don't forget to think
Good
for
night.
yourselves, people. Everybody think for yourselves.
Oh, hey, you want to show yourself real quick before you drop out?
Subscribe to me. Tuesdays is Richard. Tuesdays is me and Richard. We go through Revelations. He tells me why it's aliens. I tell him he's full of shit. Saturdays at same time, 6 p.m. Eastern. I do open panels, and anyone's welcome to join. I try and think of a funny topic or a decent topic. Last week was wishes, limited abilities. The week before that was God. If you were God, my definition of God, by the way, limited abilities, you only could do one magical thing a day. You couldn't tell everybody in the world who you were. You were not allowed to reveal yourself as God. Start some good conversations. We had a right-wing Christian last week whose wish was to demolish all safe zones, who I think basically wanted to just run around shouting the N-word and get away with it. But yeah, interesting conversations. We've got PhDs, psychology, philosophy. We've got ignorant Italians. We've got drunk Irish. We've got, come by. It's good fun. 6 p.m. Eastern Saturdays.
All right. Yeah, if you like, come back into the stream, drop your links, all that fun stuff. I don't have them on hand, otherwise I'll do it for you.
No joke. I literally created 14 YouTube channels, all named Math Pig, except for Math Pig 11. Fucking Amber slipped in and stole Math Pig 11, and they have all my artwork, so they have a proper troll account. Bitches. But you search Math Pig on YouTube, you find me. You search Math Pig in Google, you'll find me. Mathpig.com. Mathpig.com. All my links.
Yeah, I still remember before you were Math Pig.
Yeah, fucking bastard and pigsty in space. But anyway, right. Love yous loads. Thank you very much for appreciating me and putting up with me.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Yeah, we'll catch you later.
Later.
So, Pig and I kind of monopolized the conversation. What do you two have to say?
Well, it's good that you went and got some help when you needed it instead of going through with anything. Usually when I'm feeling a point where I want to end things, I'm trying to keep it. I usually try to think, there might be somebody who may need me at some point in the future, even if I feel worthless at the moment.
Yeah, hey, Satan's little helper, how's it going? Yeah, I don't know. There are people that would probably use this as an insult, but I have a pretty high sense of self-worth. So the idea of offing myself is kind of far-fetched. But at the time I went to the hospital, it was pretty strong thought. I honestly had.
Those thoughts are usually rather momentarily, in the moment.
And I knew that, but I mean, they've been persisting for a while.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, like, there's truth to the saying when someone says suicide isn't weakness, it's having been too strong for too long.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
And I don't think I'm that strong of a person. Part of me thinks it's that I'm that vain of a person.
Hey, just because I'm all that and some doesn't mean I have an ego.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I personally, I think the world's better off with me alive, if for no other reason than Alex has someone to turn to. And Alex is a lot of what keeps me going.
Well, you have your pets, you have Alex there, you have
the
you have
pets
us.
would be fine with Alex. If they stuck around, they'd be fine.
No, honestly, I don't think that Alex could have handled all those cats alone without you there.
Okay, they'd have to adopt them out, but ultimately, Alex and the animals would be okay. Is the point I'm really trying.
I think you're selling yourself short. I think you are more
Maybe.
necessary there than you're giving yourself credit for.
They're better with than without.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. I'd be lying if I said there weren't times that I just wanted to give up, because it's fucking difficult.
Yeah, cheer up. It's all that bad.
Well, for me, I haven't gone that far in a couple of decades, but I would definitely dispute Mage's earlier point about, those thoughts being only in the moment. I planned things out the times I tried it. When I was a teenager, I sealed up my closet to make it into a gas chamber. The only thing that saved me was there wasn't nearly as much gas left in that propane tank as I expected there to be.
I was gonna say something, but that would just give people ideas.
Yep.
So I'll not say it.
Oh, hey, Doc.
What up? If you want to hop in, I'm sure you're in one of the groups I am. If not, invite, copy to clipboard.
Yeah, I think that Doc got kicked out of a bunch of the groups because somebody had blocked him some time back.
That may do it. I'll invite Doc into the group. Doc Pearson.
Oh, Doc said he's at work now.
Oh, well, you got the link, even if you're.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh. So real quick, I'm gonna share the screen. Assuming it cooperates. There it is. Slowly. So Ansgar, if he weren't trying to go to sleep, would be here. He shared my blue magas on their bullshit again. He said the butthurt Biden stands are uppity tonight. Biden is a marked improvement over the alternative, no doubt, but that was a really fucking low bar. And as I said earlier, 80-year-old man's saggy balls cleared that bar. Isn't Biden 80 years old? That was totally accidental, if that's accurate. He would have more respect for me if he wasn't against expanding the courts and stopped playing softball with the GOP. Yeah. He would have more respect for me if he didn't play those games.
yeah, he's got to give up on the idea that the Republicans are ever going to compromise on anything.
Never will.
He's got to just play hard. He's got to force through the things that he knows are important.
Yeah. But he's like that person earlier said, what would you do? Hang on. This I think is too much earlier. I'm going too far back in history in my Twitter. Okay then, wise one. Do tell if you were president with the current Congress. First of all, the current Congress is Democrats.
Well,
So
unfortunately, the Senate, while technically they say the Democrats have well, technically they say it's 50-50 with the vice president having the deciding vote, but we've got those two people out there that, while they claim to be Democrats, are willing to sell themselves out to anyone.
Well, they only voted with Trump 60% of the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so are they really Democrats? I
Yeah.
had someone be like, well, Manchin is registered as a Democrat. He ran as a Democrat, so he must be a Democrat. No, he voted with Trump.
Yep.
Way too much of the time. He's blocked Democrat legislation. You want to tell me, actually, for real, the Manchin's Democrat? Fuck you. Manchin is a Democrat in name only. He's a fucking dinosaur.
Hey, don't insult the dinosaurs.
Well, okay, you're right. Just dino then.
Yep. I get what you mean. I know the acronym.
The insulting, the pejorative dino, which is not the affirmative dino, which is lowercase. I don't know. I'm standing on a limb.
Yeah.
I'm gonna invite Randolph in because and he's usually got something good to say. I just gave him my desk.
Yeah, it's I'm not really a supporter of Biden. I mean, I'm sure I'm so glad he won, but I don't think he really had anything to recommend him. He's not really governing for the people. He's still governing for the corporations, which isn't much different from what most Republicans would do in the same position.
Have done in the same position.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It's just there's a few details that he won't let things go quite as far, but there's not any really huge significant difference in position.
Well, I mean, someone shared a meme in one of I'm not even necessarily anti-Biden. I'm just saying he's weak. He was not the good choice.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the memes someone shared with me had swing left on it. I just want to know, where is it that Joe Biden has ever gone with the left?
Well,
the silence
yeah.
is palpable. Randolph, you have an invite in your DMs if you would like to ask that question that's on the screen now with your own voice. I mean, so much of our political system is a joke. I mean, honestly, when Thank You for Smoking, that movie came out, when the main character said America certainly has an entertaining political system, I didn't realize how true that is. Now, the entertainment is horrifying and frightening, but I guess it's entertaining.
Well, Freddy Krueger movies are considered entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got train wrecks. You want to look away, but you can't.
Yeah.
There's lots of YouTube channels that have nothing but continuous car crashes.
Yeah, there's a video I saw recently. Cops had someone detained in their vehicle. The dumbasses left it on train tracks, and a train came and smashed the shit out of the car, and they left someone they had apprehended.
Wait,
I saw that video.
The cops left their car on the train tracks?
Yeah. They parked the vehicle on the train tracks, arrested this person, put him in the back of the car. Train started coming, and they bolted out of the way, and the train
Mhm.
just slammed right into the cop car, or with the person inside.
Mhm.
Okay, I can't process how anyone with the intelligence to drive could park on train tracks.
Well, they're cops, so they're not that intelligent. And I say that having been a military cop.
Intelligence isn't a prerequisite, huh?
No,
Yeah, one of my
civilian
foster
cops
brothers
are
was an
more like
MP.
it's the standards are set so dumb low that
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely need a much better screening process for police officers, but yeah, they don't even know what they're prioritizing.
uh, so
Ow.
I'm looking at this tweet that's in reference to the far right PM the Italians just elected.
Yeah.
And it says Italian far right. We hate many people: gay people, trans people, migrants, people of Jewish faith, centrist. Oh, I get it. You just care about the financial hardship facing Italians. Italian far right.
Hey, don't discriminate.
Yeah.
Hate everyone equally.
Yeah, everyone that isn't up. Hey, and I may
Yeah.
as well share the screen.
Well, unfortunately for Italians, I have to say that historically this is just a cycle they go through.
Seems to be.
You know, remember that they're the only country that changed sides in both world wars.
Hmm. Oh. I genuinely don't get this centrist bullshit, and it's why I'm so against Democrats today. We're in this weird cycle of appeasement, and I don't have a kid, but I've got a nephew, and
Yeah.
eventually things are going to get bad, and he may have to deal with it, and I'd rather he, not.
Appeasement was officially Britain's policy toward Germany in the 1930s,
It was,
to the
and
point
it
that they
happened
didn't
for a good
actually do anything until Germany had overrun 4 other countries.
See, I will say that appeasement technically happened for a good reason. It's because the United Kingdom didn't have the military wherewithal to rejoin another war. They had to build up. But Democrats right now, even though it's 50-50 in the Senate, they have the ability to stand up and say, no, we'll hang the Senate until the vice president has to get in there and vote to break a tie.
Yeah.
They have that wherewithal. They refuse to do it. The Democratic whip is obviously useless because they're not doing their job of whipping votes. Biden is a weak president because he's incapable or unwilling to get the whip to do so. And me talking about majority and minority whips in the Senate, this is coming from a guy who doesn't actually have that much knowledge in politics, but I at least know how a whip works, politically speaking. And Biden is so ineffectual that he can't do that much. The 50-50 Senate is unmanageable? Really? What's up, Randolph?
Yeah, you could unless mention the you either vote with this bill or I put you under there's scrutiny that you're not going to be able to wipe your ass without me knowing it.
Well, I mean, why can't the DNC get these, 2 dinos that we were talking about by just telling them that, either you start showing some party loyalty or we're not helping fund your next campaign.
Well, that would work with the Manchin, not the other one, because she was on her way out anyway. But you want to make her uninteresting to any corporations that might pick her up after she leaves office.
Yep.
But I mean, you look at the revolving door between corporations and the government, and you realize how incestuous it actually is.
Oh yeah.
You got corporations buying and selling, or government like there are trading cards.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you were asking earlier about something Biden did that seemed left aligned. I seem to remember him saying that they're going to push back against this rejection of Roe and Wade. And that sounds more left aligned than right aligned to me. Am I incorrect about that?
That was also like 5 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure.
let's see them actually do something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It'd be fantastic because since 1973, when Roe became precedent in the Supreme Court, Democrats said, we'll codify it, we'll codify it, we'll codify it.
Yeah, you got to figure 90% of the time the Democrats are all talk.
Yeah, the Democrats are useless, realistically. And I kind of hate to say that, actually. But they'll sit on their hands, let the right go to work, and they'll just kind of sit on their... They'll just sit there waiting, and there's no crisis, there's no crisis, there's no crisis. Holy shit, we're too late.
I sometimes wonder if it's
been a crisis for 30 years.
I sometimes wonder if that's intentional.
Probably.
My perspective from here in Canada is between the two parties, I much prefer to see the Democrats in because at least they're not as destructive. Like all politicians are destructive in my view, but the Republicans seem to be intent on trying to set things back to a Christian medieval style. They don't come out right and say it, but it seems they're heading in that direction all the time. Whereas at least the Democrats seem to be okay with maintaining status quo.
What I keep saying.
What you mean by status quo?
What I keep saying is that I will vote for the people who are going to just stand there and watch me die, as opposed to the people who are actively trying to kill me.
Well, the problem
is what I see as the difference between our two parties.
That's a good way to describe what I'm observing. Thank you.
The problem is when you have a party that wants to just stand still and a party that wants to go backward, we're inevitably going to go backward.
Mm-hmm. So I would rather, quote unquote, waste my vote on someone who will stand in front of the bullet for perp.
Yeah.
I would rather waste my vote on that person. And that's what I don't think a lot of these centrist Democrats get.
Yeah, but that's why, our Overton window is shifted so far, is because, like Mage just said, that every time the Republicans are in, they push further to the right. But when the Democrats get in, they don't try to push it left again.
Yeah. No, Democrats have followed to the right, and it's been a problem since Bill fucking Clinton. That worthless. Not even gonna...
Just fill in whatever explanatives you're imagining there.
Well,
sounds like there's more than two parties there.
Yes, I wholeheartedly think that we need at least 5 political parties.
We also need to get the corporations money out of the politics either, because otherwise we'd just
Yes.
end up with 5 parties of this, like what we already have with the 2.
Yep.
Oh my god. It's I watch this show called The West Wing every couple of years. And there's a character in the show who said, "You can push me out if you like. That's fine." I'm kind of paraphrasing the line. "You can push me out if you like. I'll run right. That's where the money is." And people are surprised. The irony is that what's the name of the guy that wrote that show? Either way, he's fond of characters walking in his shows because it provides a mobile background, which is interesting to the viewer. But he had this beautiful, perfect leftist argument and then abandoned it for the rest of the series.
What was the argument, if you can remember?
The argument is that if the Democratic Party pushes me out, I'll go to the right because that's where the money is.
Oh, that was it. Oh, okay. I thought there was more to it. Okay.
No, that literally it's the money, Lebowski.
And unfortunately, that is right. That, a lot of the politicians go that way just because they can get more funding from that side.
Mm-hmm.
Not yaying for
They
what you
can
guys are
get more
saying.
funding from the corporations that want to make sure that we, don't do anything about making the EPA effective.
Anyway, I was just saying because I'm looking at the weather report here, and the time and stuff that said it was going to get 102 winds is now down to 47 mile per hour winds.
Well, that's good.
So, yay.
Okay, so it's going to be much less destructive.
Yeah. Well, this is still a future forecast for tomorrow, but as it goes, it's going to change.
Yeah, but that kind of drop in wind speed is more significant than most people realize. Because, the wind speed, the damage the wind can do isn't a linear progression. It's exponential. So the wind going twice as fast does 4 times as much damage to structures.
Well, you can still get wind gusts that aren't going to be accounted for here when I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And it's also
but
predicted.
That significant drop in wind speed is going to mean a lot fewer houses flattened.
Yeah, it's also being predicted that it would be a Category 4 by now. It's still a 3, so that's a good sign too.
Yeah. Hopefully, it never hits 4. I really hope that.
Yeah, it's still predicted to hit 4, but
And in case anybody's wondering, I am petting a kitten's toe beans. Little ginger butt. No shame whatsoever. Look at those toes. I dare you to not pet those toes if you're here.
Oh, I dare you to try and pet the toe beans on either of our cats.
I'd do it.
Sammy will let me get away with it. If you touch petunias, you will be bleeding.
See, okay, so it's on my middle finger, so YouTube, you're going to hate this. Ow. Okay, I can't twist it that way. Yeah.
Well, I was just looking it up. Apparently, psoriatic arthritis is another form of autoimmune.
Oh, I thought psoriatic just referred to the back or the spine.
Cirrhosis.
Katie toes.
I don't know. I'm not very good with following the medical terminology.
Yeah, I was just
Not either.
I just had it pulled up here and figured look it up.
All I know is I have arthritis. I can tell when it's going to rain. I can tell what's going to snow. I feel it when the humidity changes. And half of the employment everywhere in the United States is out of the question for me.
Yep.
Yay!
Probably the tissue in your joints is worn out. You probably also have osteoarthritis on top of that.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, this is the ultimate argument against joining the U.S. military because a lot of people get out with arthritis.
Well, yeah, they physically beat you up.
Oh, yeah. And I never deployed.
Yep.
All I did was carry my gear around my permanent duty station. Imagine if I deployed.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Well, I think for the most part, the military takes the idea that you're only going to be with them for 4 years and they don't care what happens to you after that.
Yeah. But I mean, I've got a friend who was Army infantry, and he's got 100% disability between arthritis, burn pits, active combat. I mean, he's one of those dudes that I know has made people not be alive anymore. And, you know, and people are like, oh, the military doesn't really work you that hard. I mean, you have to be really bad to get discharged. No. No, it's surprisingly easy, especially when the military is trying to downsize, which when I came in, it was.
Yeah.
Rob Zombie's Monsters was released on Netflix recently. It's getting mixed reviews apparently.
It's a Rob Zombie flick. What do you expect?
I don't understand that.
What?
It doesn't make any sense to rob zombies. They never carry cash.
Yeah. Well, you know, you might find one with something on him.
And by the way, Randolph, this is not a cat. This is a kitten. He's less than 6 months old.
Oh, speaking of zombies, anybody turn yet? You know, Sunday we were all supposed to turn into zombies.
It hasn't been 2 years since I got my COVID shot, so no, I'm not zombified yet.
Oh no! Supposedly
that's a few months down the line.
Supposedly on the 25th that they were going to activate the 5G and it was going to cause like a worldwide power outage and everybody who was vaccinated would become zombies.
Well,
part of my job is activating 5G.
Columbus, Ohio has 5G.
Part of
I
my
have to
job
go to Columbus to get 5G.
Part of my work is activating 5G. I do it at many client sites over the years. Never seen any problems with it, but okay.
Yeah,
my phone has
maybe
5G.
US 5G. Maybe the US standard is different.
That's what it is.
Maybe the US standard's a bit different.
No, I know the medical class has got 5G.
We use
so
Imperial, you use metric.
If we use metric, yeah.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
we
You use
use
metric.
Imperial.
Actually, I'd like to see the whole world change temperature ratings, the measurement system over to kelvins. I think that would be awesome.
Maybe we should just invent something completely new.
Yeah, it would confuse people though, but it would be great.
Personally, I'd like to see
I
him.
say we go with the Flargen system.
I would personally like to see him implement the metric clock. That one never got very far, but I support it.
The 24-hour clock, or
no? Back in the 1700s, when France adopted the metric system, they had a metric clock. Basically,
went
every
all the
day
way.
was 10 hours, and every hour had 100 minutes.
Yep, I've seen that. My dad had one of those.
That doesn't sound like it'd work very well.
Yeah,
because
and well,
it's
and then every
24
week was
point
10
something
days.
hours in a day.
Well, basically, you wind up redefining the second when you get down to it, how long a second actually is. But they get it to work out,
Okay.
Mhm.
you know, and then every week has 10 days, and then every year is 10 months of 30 days each.
Yeah, 100 minutes per hour. It was interesting. 10 hours in the day, and the seconds were a little different. It wasn't 100 seconds per minute. There was a different number of seconds. I forgot what it was. So that's the one he had. So
Yeah.
they didn't change the length of the second. They just changed the number of seconds in a minute.
I could see an alien species using that.
Okay.
Intelligent
No.
species using that.
Actually, Major Grey Wolf, that would depend on whether their whole language system is based on base 10. Ours is, because we have 10 digits. 8 fingers and 2 thumbs is 10
Yeah.
digits. And I think there are some societies throughout our history as a species that had 20 because they counted toes as well. But we're base 20. But alien species might have a different base system and everything will seem natural to them. Like,
Yeah.
and you divide it in half, you got an odd number. To them, if they had 12 digits, they will likely have in their language, I think it's reasonable to assume, a base 12
system,
numbering
yeah.
system. You divide it in half and you still got an even number. Divide it in half again and then you've got an odd number. That might seem, ours might seem kind of weird to them, the way that would seem odd to us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
base
think
10
it's
is-
most
base 10 is
likely it
arbitrary.
would go by however many digits they evolved with.
Yeah, base 10 is
We're
arbitrary.
not in Starfleet yet, so
The
let's
only-
talk about that.
The only numbering system that would not be arbitrary is base 1. So it's 1 digit. You don't have anything other than a 0. So 3 zeros would represent the number 3. 50 zeros represents the number 50. It's just
Well, that's
there's
not
some other digits.
Or they could use something other than what digits they have, and even go like base 50 and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, well yeah, odd numbers would be really peculiar. That'd be strange. But I guess if you had a species that had 3 hands with 5 digits each, the base 15 might seem quite natural. So that's a good point, actually.
Well, there
You
have
know,
been
I'm
base
gonna
systems
reference-
without going by our digits.
I'm gonna reference the movie. Oh shit. Paul.
Oh,
Paul. Great
Okay.
movie. You know what?
the first one you
tips.
mentioned is a different film, I guess.
Paul's a fantastic movie. I love it. 3 tits makes more sense. So base 3.
Oh, in Total Recall, when they did the remake of Total Recall and they go and they talk to the press, the first question came up is there a woman with 3 breasts in the movie? It's like they're not asking about anything else. That's what all the press wants to know.
Oh yeah. Are there 3 tits? Yeah.
So is that what I should get for a boob job? Instead of getting mine enlarged, just have an extra one put in the center?
Some
There you
people have
go.
been getting that
You know
done.
what? Purple, I'm gonna say this. No. Because that would be hard to motorboat.
It would make me very popular at science fiction conventions.
Oh yeah.
Well, technically, actually, yeah. Okay, so if you're gonna go to sci-fi conventions, yes, go with the tri-boob.
And somebody might even be asking you,
Because
did you
you can
sleep on it?
double the nerd money.
Did you sleep on it?
Hi-yo.
See, Doc Fearsome has joined us.
Oh shit, where's oh yep, no. Doc's in the chat. Yeah, I sent invite, but I don't think Doc's able to actually join.
Yeah, Doc said he was working tonight.
Yeah.
That's cool. Gotta pay the bills
Yep.
somehow.
Again, having 3 tits is like the N64 controller.
How many cats have you got wandering around, or cats and kittens now?
Too many.
Lost count, huh?
There are 3 babies, and I mean actual babies, like infants. So I don't know, somewhere between 10 and 14.
Okay, it's a busy place.
Because
Not
I
even
have
sure.
to have, plus or minus 1 there. Wasn't my idea. Yeah, you'll be groped with everyone. Okay. Yep.
Oh no, that's clever.
Because there's gonna be that person that goes to a convention. It's like,
Yeah.
if there's a 3-boobed alien, doesn't matter if the middle one's paper mache. My middle one's paper mache. Middle arm.
Yeah.
I ginger butt.
I mean, it's strike a balance with my horns.
I feel
You need to
If
get a
you
third
want
horn to go with
try
it, then, won't you?
I've got 3 horns.
No, I mean like one in the forehead, in the middle of the forehead there.
she's already got one in her nose and 2 on her head. What do you
Oh, I'm
want?
talking about a third one up on the head there. So
No, but
That's
That would make her a triceratops. Damn. Like a
although,
proper triceratops.
you should look at some of the related ceratopsians. I mean, some of them got horns sprouting over every little bump on their head.
hmm
There's some of them that have 15 to 20 horns.
yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Hmm?
I've seen some of those pictures, the artist depictions, obviously.
But I mean, how many horns do you want to have purple? That's the real question.
Yeah, I understand why the 3 was the most popular. That's more than that really doesn't give you any real advantages.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's all about what you can weaponize.
Yep.
But I mean, in this age where you don't have to weaponize such a thing, it can be aesthetic. So, I ask again, aesthetically, addendum, aesthetically, how many horns would you like?
No, I've been happy with the 3, although actually I have been, needing to work on feminizing it a bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically you have 4. It's just one's an underhorn. But I get the feeling you want that one to go.
No, I'm kind of ambivalent to that, actually. I'm not real big on surgery. But the drugs are doing quite a bit on that on their own, though, so.
Well, I mean, you don't have to fully transition if you don't want to. Just as far as it makes you happy, that's
Yep.
Yeah, being comfortable in your own skin is what matters.
Yeah.
It doesn't delegitimize you.
No, it's actually something. One of the big reasons why it took me so long to get here was for several decades, people were telling me that I couldn't really be trans if I didn't want to hack off my own penis.
Well, they're idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you already know that.
But especially through the 80s and 90s, that was the prevalent view.
But I mean, there are so many hundreds or thousands of different versions of intersex.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing.
Because of the way things develop.
The opinions on that, the science and the opinions on it have evolved quite a bit in the last, 25, 30 years.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if I'm trying to think.
But
of
I
a
mean,
way
you
to
know,
phrase
it's
this
one of those things
accurately.
that people say, you know, if you could go back or give advice to your younger self, you know, it's like, yeah, fuck yeah, you know, I should have done this when I was a teenager. I should have done this when I was in high school.
Yeah. Well, I mean, watch what's that Sacha Baron Cohen movie where he's blonde and from Sweden. It doesn't matter. Just like I think what I'm trying to say here is, you know, if you're intersex or trans and trying to correct your body to who you are, um, I don't know. Find an appropriate um, measure between helicopter dick and bouncing tits. And I'm being very childish about that.
Hey, there's whole genres of porn like that.
And I like pretty much all of them. Except for Sacha Baron Cohen. He's comedy to me. I don't know. So it's gonna drive me up a damn wall until I figure out that movie. It is. He was a Swedish dude, came to America. I'll figure it out later. It's okay. Dead air.
Immigrants?
Yeah, I'm
Okay. No one here is a Republican mage. We're all gonna be okay with immigrants.
No, the movie was it the Immigrants?
That doesn't sound familiar to me.
2021? Or was it an older movie?
Yeah, it was older. I want to say like a decade old. Hold on. Baron Cohen. Not the Bruno.
Oh,
no, I didn't see that.
I've been watching that
Yeah, I got as far into Bruno. So, understanding how the MPAA typically rate things, I'm surprised because it was rated R, and it definitely should have been rated R. But there's at least one cutaway scene where Sacha Baron Cohen's doing the helicopter, and then he thrusts himself forward, and his member is erect. And usually, according to my understanding about how at least the MPAA works, is as soon as the male member is visible, it becomes X-rated because it's aggressive. So I'm surprised he got away with an R rating, honestly.
Yeah, the whole American culture. You know, why we're so prudish about sex and yet gratuitous violence only gets a PG.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's changed because I know the boys showed quite a number of penises during especially that third season.
I wouldn't know. I've only seen about the first 4 episodes of The Boys, and that's season 1. So spoil nothing else. Just
Okay.
I can expect.
Well, that's not much of a spoiler.
No, I can expect a lot more penis. That's okay. I used to see like 50 in a morning. What is it I was gonna look up? Damn it.
Something about Bruno.
No. I don't remember anymore. It's okay. I'm sure it's not germane. Um,
Everything's germane around here. I think that's like the third most popular name for things in the city.
Fair.
Multiple streets and businesses named Germain. So who the hell was Saint Germain anyway?
I don't know the answer to that.
I don't either. I haven't been motivated enough to look it up yet.
I like Doc Fearsom's question. How do artists get dinosaurs to sit still long enough to draw them? A few times on streams, I said to people who were obviously they dyed their hair, and I asked them, they were blonde, and I asked them, why did they dye their eyebrows black? Because they missed their eyebrows. And then they turn around and explain seriously what that is. And then someone else points out, hey, it's a blonde asking you this question.
Okay. As far as getting the dinosaurs to sit still, have you gone to any museum? All of the dinosaurs have been stoned for millions of years.
Maybe he's going to the museums with all the animatronic ones. They're always moving. I wonder if Ken Ham's Ark has a lot of animatronics in it, because that's all science-based, right?
No, they didn't even go with the money for animatronics. They're just, they're just static posed.
Wow, because they got taxpayers paying for it all when they got that. Animatronics would make it cooler.
Yeah. If they at least had animatronic animals in the Ark, that would be something. But nope, they don't move at all. They just stand there and you read the plaques.
Wow.
You know, the way you were pronouncing it just now, I thought you were going to say urethra.
Well, with all those plaques that they have to read, at least they're promoting literacy.
Technically, yes. They're promoting actually reading the words. They're not promoting any level of understanding anything.
I made this meme and I put a bit of a political touch on it there. These politicians often have. So it says, the Rainbow Ark, Grant County, Kentucky, USA, partly paid for by the generosity of taxpayers. And then further below, you got a picture of Ken Ham. And it says, Ken Ham approves of this message. Got the Rainbow Ark. It sure looks nice, all lit up with those rainbows. But the rainbow color scheme. But
And I mean, how happy does the GSRM community have to be after seeing those colors lit across it?
it looks really awesome this way. But
well, that's Ken Ham said that they were taking back the rainbow because it was.
I know. I was making a joke because
so this I superimposed Ken Ham onto this. There's no actual picture of him in front like that. That's my fabrication, but it's the Ark and it's him, so it's okay.
You see, you know what actually really pisses me off? The gay rights group that sponsors Pride in my area offered to pay for the lights and the electricity and everything that went along with lighting up. Sorry, I was playing in the shop and I have sawdust in my eyes. Everything associated with lighting up the downtown courthouse with gay pride lights. They offered to pay for all of it. And the city said no.
Wow.
but the city paid for Blue Lives Matter.
You know where their priorities are.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
obvious.
Well, I mean, like this is also a couple of years ago when it was about 4 years ago, actually. My city had its first and, as far as I know, only ever Black Lives Matter protest. Bunch of right wingers went to protest or protect property. Nothing happened, by the way. The BLM crowd was perfectly peaceful, as they, are.
Normally are.
And I get there. I get there towards the end, so I only see about an hour of a 6-hour-long protest. Not even really a protest. It's just people speaking to each other as adults. And mostly, I mean, Black Lives Matter talking to morons as adults, because the Black Lives Matter people are actually adults. But I'm on my way back to the car, and I mentioned this in a video. And one of these BLM or anti-BLM protesters, I just came here to protect property, gets out a fucking bullwhip and snaps it at the road. I'm sorry, what else are you supposed to mean by that? Because a bullwhip in that context has one meaning. I'll wait for alternatives.
The way we're sitting around here talking about society's problems has me thinking you should rename this stream to The Breakfast Club.
It was a great movie.
Oh, yeah. Fantastic. Ferris Bueller's Day Off was fun and pretty good, too.
Yeah.
They didn't get as deep as The Breakfast Club, though.
No, then again, The Breakfast
They
Club
covered important issues there, too.
Cure society's ills.
Both are important movies for upcoming parents to watch, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll capture that.
Yeah, Puck.
What's that, Bert?
That was just a tick.
Oh, okay.
A movie that's fun to watch with your kids is The Blues Brothers.
I haven't seen that movie. It's been at least 15 years.
That movie
Same
got
here.
completely... I like how that movie went completely bonkers, completely off the rails whenever they covered the Nazi stuff, especially when they're driving the car and then falling through the air. And then I was thinking afterwards, it's okay because the Nazis are bonkers.
Blues Brothers.
Nazis aren't real people.
The scene they destroyed all those cop cars?
Well, they destroyed the mall. Well, that was a mall that was scheduled to be torn down anyway, so they didn't have to worry about cleanup.
But the cop car story is even better.
Oh yeah,
they were supposed to get all of the old cop cars from the police department because they were getting all new cop cars. And after they filmed the whole scene of them destroying all those cop cars, the police department called up and said, "Well, we're sorry, the new car cars haven't arrived yet, so we can't give you the old ones." What happened was the new ones got sent to the film, and they destroyed all the new ones.
Oh no!
Really?
Oh. So which insurance paid for that?
I don't know.
None. Almost certainly not.
Oh no! Wow,
Well,
they must have been thinking, wow, they really keep these cars in great condition.
Yeah.
the Blues Brothers meant even more to me because I grew up in the Chicago suburbs. So, most of the areas they drove through, I recognized.
Yeah. Oh, that's really neat when you recognize stuff in a movie. The
Yeah, well,
Neverending Story.
in fact, when they're driving through Winnetka, just for a moment there, they go right past the house of the girl I took to the prom.
Oh. When I had gone to a school in a city here called North Vancouver, and the movie The Neverending Story, the school scene was filmed in my school, and we were all disappointed because the filming happened during the summer holidays when none of us was there. And of course, there's the scene where they go up in the school and they go up into the attic.
Mhm.
Well, that ladder doesn't actually go to an attic; it goes to the roof. Gotta love special effects, eh?
Yeah, there were a bunch of cut scenes from it wasn't a very good movie, but it was called, I think it was Free Ride, and there were a bunch of cut scenes that were filmed in my grandmother's house.
Okay.
At what's it? The girl who played Rogue in a play. Yeah, that was it. She was in it.
Well,
Yes.
I was almost in a movie once. Have you seen, Jingle All the Way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the parade scene for that was actually filmed in downtown St. Paul. And I walked out of one of the buildings into this crowd having no clue what was going on that day. And yeah, so somebody rushed over and me and 5 other people had to sign waivers, but then, the 30 seconds I would have been in there got clipped in editing, so.
Mm.
Oh boy, it'd be nice to be able to have your name in the credits. Did your name manage to get in the credits anyway?
Well, my name wouldn't have been in the credits because it would have just been as an extra, but,
Okay.
it would have been a neat thing to be able to freeze frame the movie and show people, see?
Yeah.
See, you see there? Yeah, the one in the blue jacket, yeah, that's me.
You want to show
Oh,
that?
that's still cool.
That's
It's
the
neat
movie.
to
These are deleted scenes from my grandmother's house in it. If you want to show that. Yeah, this is right the front door to the place.
Yeah, I know you
Oh.
talked about this in one of
Yeah,
my
I've mentioned.
streams.
Yeah, this is her kitchen. The orange sink is the reason why they selected her house. There's only one scene that actually made it into the movie where they're sitting by a pool, but all this stuff.
What's the story with the orange sink? Why is it orange?
It's just a retro sink.
Oh, okay.
It was the 60s, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, a lot of but just about everything here. All the furniture is all actually props, with the exception of the dining table and the plants.
Oh, they kept the plants. How nice.
Yeah,
it all fits, right? So
these gold things on the wall are actually Jesus and Mary pictures.
Okay.
If it's white Jesus, it doesn't count.
And this thing, the cupboard, I used to hide in there when I was little. Because there was a second part that opened up inside, so I could go in to hide behind that and close the thing up. So when you open up and you don't see anyone in there.
So I bet you wanted to hide there for when they're doing the movie. You could jump out, right?
That'd be too big to hide in there now.
Still be fun, huh?
I had a similar thing in my parents' house. that there was a closet at the top of the stairs, and in the back of the closet was an opening to just this little attic space behind it. So I went and I pretty much had claimed that little attic space for mine, because even when people looked in the closet, they didn't think to look in there for me.
Well, the cabinet here and the piano, that's pretty much all real stuff.
You know, it's a nice looking place.
It's all redone now. It looks completely different.
Yeah. I like the material on the walls. That's very thin kind of wood paneling.
Yeah, I kind of wish they didn't get rid of that when they redid the place.
There's a name for it, and I don't remember what the name is.
There's a name for it other than paneling.
Yeah, for the specific kind, it's a kind of wood-like paneling. I remember somebody told me a long time ago when I was a kid the specific name. I can't remember what it is, but there's a specific name for it. So.
Yeah, my uncle bought the place after my grandmother died, and they just redid the whole place. I mean, it's nice and all, but I kind of miss the way it used to look.
Well, that's really cool. You get to get some childhood memories or preserved in a way in the that's really cool.
Yeah, I ran across an interesting story. Not anyone I know, but this woman had bought this old farmhouse, but by the time she got it, it was kind of run down, and she didn't know what to do with it. And apparently somebody discovered for her that the house had been used for a photo feature in Better Homes and Gardens in 1974.
Oh.
So they got all the pictures from the magazine to restore it to what it looked like in 74.
Oh, that's cool. That's something I'd probably do.
Well, hell, man. I'd love to own a house, but in America, that's kind of a pipe dream.
Yeah, same.
I'm sorry.
I've always dreamed of having a house that I could do anything I want to and not worry about what the landlord had to say.
Yeah.
I actually owned my house, but it was through my grandmother died. She owned this house before, and I just inherited it through that.
Is there a barn on the property?
My place?
Yeah.
No, I wish there was.
Yeah.
It's a small urban place. It's about 850 square feet. 840.
Yeah, because I recently discovered a love for reclaimed barnwood. Because I do woodworking, and I love barnwood. It's so fantastic to work with. I mean, damn.
It is nice when you get some, well-seasoned antique lumber like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. I've got 4x4s. I've got some 2x6s. The 2x6s I'm mostly turning into clothes hangers. But there are a few things I could easily turn into mantelpieces. There's just so much I could do.
Well, yeah, big chunks of it can fetch a really good price.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, any piece more than a few feet long.
I've gotten everything for free so far. Because I've just known where to look.
Yep. It was always part of my plan that, if I could have just gotten a piece of land, I could have built my own house. And part of that was knowing the area I was living in up in Michigan, that there were a lot of abandoned farms up there.
Mm-hmm.
And it
Oh.
probably wouldn't have been that difficult for me to, locate the owners and basically, in many cases, probably been allowed to salvage whatever I could of the buildings, and nobody would care as long as I just hauled all the debris away.
It might even be possible they'll just give it to you for a very low price just to get rid of it in a few rare cases as well.
They'll
But
get rid of it.
I know what G-Man,
Yeah.
G-Man bought a place for $1 from somebody, and then he kicked them out for a while. It was a weird situation. You all heard of that, right?
Wait, who did?
G-Man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
guess
try to
he's.
pay as little attention to G-Man as possible.
Oh yeah, but I heard about this and I thought, what the heck's going on? Afro-Humanist was talking about it.
When you
so-
mentioned it, I remember somebody talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently it's for real. He bought the house from some woman for $1, just $1, and he becomes the
Yep.
owner of the house. And then he kicked them out, and he let the place just become totally dilapidated. It's weird.
Well, the
Yeah.
things about buying a house for $1, I know those do happen. In a lot of cases, it's like people who are so far behind on the property tax that they think that the county's going to take it anyway. So,
Okay.
you may be buying it for $1, but along with it, you may have to pay off 5 years of property tax.
Yeah. In
Okay.
America, anyway.
Still cheaper than buying a whole new house, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean, that I understand, that some people just get into that kind of desperate situation that they know they're going to lose the house regardless.
My understanding is that wasn't the case. It was more like he sweet talked them into it and signing some paper. And it's unclear to me whether that was a scam, a trick, or if there was some other motivation. It's just I don't know. But then after a while, all three of them are living together. Like kicked out this woman and her boyfriend, and then all three of them start living together. Just I don't know. This is drama. It's weird stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought someone's made this up. Apparently, no. Apparently, this really happened. Holy house! But if you can manage to buy a house for $1, good for you. At least that's pretty smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's this piece of property. I would like to buy it. It's the house I'd want to tear down and just axe everything because there's probably nothing salvageable.
Do you know the price?
Barn. The barn, however, I'd collect every scrap of wood from it. I'd collect the tin roof, all of it.
I'd love
Do you know the
to be able
price
to get.
of the place? Do you know how much they want for it?
Not for sale.
Oh, it's not for sale. Okay.
It's currently it's condemned property and it's got homeless people living in it.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to get myself about 3 to 10 acres of land, build a house, and just turn the rest of it into a garden.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I'd like to do is like the house I'd have to tear it down, but ultimately what Alex and I both would like to do is build up a homeless shelter, and the people that are living out of this dilapidated house that's probably going to collapse on them in the next few years is move these people in, and each of us has this whole ass plan. Like,
Sounds like a good plan.
a good plan with precisely zero financial backing, which is the problem.
Yep.
That's always the problem.
We'd provide homeless people with free housing for a minimum of 6 months. Set them up with jobs, our own private transit system to get them to and from work.
That assumes they're actually capable of doing jobs. Some people are homeless because of serious mental problems, and they're just not.
There would be psychiatrists and psychologists on like a pro bono basis, obviously, because I couldn't afford that. But I mean, people at the VA are usually happy to help.
Yeah.
And fortunately, there's a pretty strong VA system here.
Well, that's good.
So there'd be help. You know, the only issue we'd run into is psychiatric help because I wouldn't be able to provide the money to get medication. But that's something I'd like to do in the area that we live in currently, because we've noticed an explosion in the homeless population. Like, it's in our tiny area, it's increased by like 5 times, and that's just awful.
Well, COVID drove a lot of people through it. Just so many people were living paycheck to paycheck that if things closed down for a couple of months and they didn't have any income.
Hell, if places closed down for a week and they didn't have income, suddenly there's just no home. And the government's not coming to help, no matter what these blue MAGA Biden lovers have to say.
That's really sad, because to me, the way I see it is government's fundamental role is to protect citizens, and they're failing to do that. The fact that you've got people who can't find a home on the street, living on the streets, tells you that the government has not fully succeeded in that endeavor. They've lost their way.
Well, I mean, like, it's part of what I'd like to do, and it would still be under a bridge, but there'd be this, if only because there's no other land that I could do it on. It would be under a bridge, and land would be paved flat along the river, and they'd be like shed homes, but they'd be permanent structures. They'd have proper addresses so they could apply for jobs. They could apply for assistance. I mean, that's something I'd absolutely love to do, but and
it's pretty inexpensive compared to building actual full-fledged. And
it'd be really inexpensive. The problem is capital.
You should talk to T-Jump, because T-Jump has goals that align really well with what you want to do. He wants to do a similar kind of thing, and I think he has some idea of setting up some kind of organization to do it. So I think you should talk to him, because you guys could probably work together on it.
All right. DM that to me, please.
T-Jump, yeah, and mention that I told you about it. And like, he's a little rough around the edges communicating with people, but his heart's in the right place, and I think he'd be probably quite happy to have somebody who's got the same kind of passion to help out with it somehow. He's also in the U.S., so I'll send you a private message.
Yeah, because I mean, I want to help people. I mean, America's a fucking shit show.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I mean, our neighbors in the Great White North obviously know it.
Well, actually, what I would like to see is that everybody can get to a better place than where they are. And I wish that very much for the U.S. as well as people living here in Canada. We're not perfect either by any stretch of the imagination. We've got our issues as well. We've got homeless people on our streets as well. It's sad.
Well, I mean, like, if I had $1 for every homeless person that screamed cunt at passing traffic, not realizing that they were saying it. I have $1, but it's $1 more than I should have. Oh, and by the way, that's in my tiny ass city. I haven't even gone into Columbus and driven past homeless people, of which there are many, many more. I'm just talking about clearing up the homeless problem in my tiny town. Because, I mean, these are people, like, so many of them have... They could have magnificent beards. And all they need is, like, a cleaning up, and they could probably tie the beards into a Old Norse knot and, you know, be able to get a job. But obviously I'm being comedic with that. But, you know, there are so many people that could be contributing to society, and they're just not, because the government refuses to give them a chance. They refuse to help, and the solution, the obvious solution to that, is Medicare for all.
Hey, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Bootstraps not included.
Yeah.
So there's a difference here between the conservative right-wing mindset and the liberal mindset, at least Canadian term of what liberal means.
Yeah, I was going to say.
The conservatives will typically say, "Oh, it didn't happen to me, so I don't care." Where the liberals will say, here in Canada, will say, "Oh, this shouldn't happen to anybody, so let's try to help people and fix it if something's gone wrong." You know, it's a very different attitude. The first one's very selfish and self-centered. That's why they're so against social programs, and I don't want to pay for somebody else's Medicare, is the kind of stuff they say. And here, you know, I was talking to somebody today. He just got a titanium kneecap, and it's because his knees were starting to have a lot of problems. He's an older gentleman. He's already past retirement age, and he still has cows on his land, but he has a farm, and so he can't do anything with the cattle. But now he's got this new kneecap, and he's able to be able to recover from that. I think he's like halfway through the recovery from the surgery, which has been quite a few weeks now. So he's looking forward to next year having all these cattle and getting back to it. He didn't have to pay anything for that. He got the whole thing covered by our Medicare system. This is great. So
Yeah,
I'm happy. You know, my attitude is I'm fine with my taxes, a portion of them going to paying for healthcare for people. My hope is that I'll never have to utilize those services, but if I do, I'm glad that safety net is there. And I have no problem with people who are utilizing these services, because that's what they're there for. And because I know this way, people live more personally secure, intellectually secure, emotionally secure, because they don't have to worry about losing their life savings to pay for health problems. And I know that's a common problem in the US. It's just, this is such a good system, and I really want to see that happen in the US, because I think it will. You do that, and that's going to really change the face of society there. It's going to really improve quality of life for so many people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even for me, like,
it's really worth it. Because when you have people who are less worried about this stuff in society, you have a better quality society overall. People are more willing to help each other. People are happier. People, you know, it's just, quality of life really is important.
Well, yeah.
That's the whole point of society.
Well, I mean, shit, before Alex and I became engaged, I was giving consideration to proposing to them and getting married so that their healthcare costs would be covered by my VA coverage.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So
there, I mean, it would have been a sham marriage at that point. But, you know, I mean, it's ridiculous. It is so ridiculous that I, a military veteran, had to consider actual fraud so that another human being who's a citizen who pays taxes in this country doesn't fucking die.
So you do have health care, but it's only for population who have served in the military at a certain minimum, I assume, and it should just be for everyone.
Well, so there are a couple of different things with the government. There's what I have, which is TRICARE. They cover military and some veterans, of which I'm one. There's Medicare, which is for people retirement age and over, and there's Medicaid for people who simply can't afford it.
Yeah, I'm on Medicaid.
Why so many systems? Why not just have one?
Because we also have a vast array of private systems.
Yeah, most people's
Competition.
medical insurance is tied to their job, which usually when people lose their job is usually when they need the insurance in the first place.
Yeah. And those benefits don't roll over. Doesn't matter if you paid for it.
Yeah.
It's only now
what too often happens is that
I think.
I'm going to have to head off, but this was a very good conversation. I like the seriousness mixed in with the humor. You've got a good show going here, and I hope it gets more and more people over time.
Hang on. There's a husky.
Oh, what a lovely looking dog.
dog alert, dog alert, dog alert.
He's gorgeous. The problem is he knows it.
I only do cat alerts in the text chat, but you can go and do dog alerts if you like.
Hi. Yeah, he's a fluffy little shit. Hi.
That's my kind of dog.
Yeah, if I have to cover
I've always favored the sled dog varieties. I'd get a husky or a Malamute or a Samoyed.
If I'm going to cover the different animals, I'll never get a chance to rest, so I got to stick with just one. So you can cover the dogs.
Oh. Right. Take it easy, Randolph. Thanks for dropping.
Right.
Okay.
Good night. Good talking.
Yeah, good to have a chat with you again. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has been. You too, Mage Grey Wolf. It's been great talking with all three of you. Thank you very much.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Tyr, this good boy. Come here. Tyr, come. Come here. Tyr. Come here. Hey. Come here. This little boy actually is sadly a victim of abuse. Aren't you? Yeah. And he's such a good boy. You look at him now, you wouldn't think it because he's at least close to the size he should be by his age. But look at him, little boner head, because it looks like he's got a cock and balls above his eyes. Stop sniffing my dick, you weirdo. It took us a good 6 months to get him to start huskying. You know, the Tyr.
Yep.
Tyr. Tyr, I love you. All right, you dick. Don't say you love me back. But I mean, he was emaciated. He wouldn't talk. It took us months to get him to. It took a couple months to get us, or for us to get him to trust the food we gave him. And even then, even now, he's still dubious. And we're trying to find a balance of talking that's okay, because sometimes he'll talk while we're trying to eat dinner, and that's actually kind of not okay. But he used to get hit for doing the husky thing. So we're trying to find that good balance. And Nice good boy. Get your siblings. Get them. He loves playing with one of the black cats.
Huskies are quite intelligent dogs.
Oh, they're intelligent. He's dumb for the most part, but when he wants to be, he's smart. Isn't that right, buddy? Yeah, it's mostly because you were a boost. Come here. Here. Up. Hey. Okay. No, eat. Okay. So usually when I say up, it means jump on the bed. That's not what I meant this time. Again, Randolph, thanks for hopping in. Greatly appreciate it. But yeah, when I first taught Tyr up, it was up, and he'd jump up on my chest. Now it's up, and he jumps on the bed and wakes Alex up in the middle of the night.
Oops.
Yeah, didn't think that part through.
My ear's still a bit tender from that damn wasp stinging me earlier in the day.
Wait, what wasp?
A paper wasp. I was moving a bunch of junk, and I had my carport, so I could pull my car up and secure everything so it doesn't go blowing all over the place. And there was apparently a wasp nest that I stirred up and flew and got my ear.
Yeah,
I'm kind of
like
tender
we're
all
having
day.
enough problems.
Yeah, if I can get away with at least one hurricane without getting stung.
Well, I mean, that's why I told you to not do anything stupid or dangerous.
Well, I had to clear out the stuff, or it could be dangerous to leave it.
You kids these days.
Yeah, well, at least I have a full can of wasp spray on hand.
So I remember, God, I was barely a teenager, and I was cutting the grass, and we had this birdhouse that the squirrels had taken over. And at the base of this squirrel house, there was a hornet's nest. And my dad, I love him now, but God damn, when he was younger, he was an asshole.
Oh shit!
Didn't bother to tell me. Like, he expected me to telepathically know there's a wasp nest there. And this was very shortly after I discovered swear words. So I agitate this wasp nest. And I'm being chased into the house. God damn it, motherfucker, shit ass fuck. Every other swear word a 14-year-old boy can think of. And my dad's just in what's now my workshop laughing at me as I run in the back door. and my mom takes baking soda with some water in it, puts it on her gut stung, and draws the stingers out. And my dad, the motherfucker's just laughing at me the whole fucking time. Oh my God. These are the moments I'm going to miss out on because I hate little children. But no, that kind of makes my dad look like a villain. But I mean, he actually does have a lot of shit on his plate, and that's why. Oh wait, hold on. Doc Fearsome said something. Got stung by a bee inside my bottom lip. It just hit inside my soda can. I drank it and got stung. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, it would. But I mean, I'm not gonna tell my dad that I spent another week in a mental hospital because I don't know. He's kind of at the point in his life where he might blame himself, and he's got enough shit to worry about. I don't want to do that to him. You know, and not to mention the car accident I got into earlier. I didn't say anything in DMs, but I was in an accident earlier, and the car I've had for a little over a week is totaled and gone.
Oh,
Yeah, the real kick in the
Well-
pants is it's my fault legally.
I'm guessing no physical injuries. I hope between either of you, whoever you in the accident with, and you.
I mean, we traded information with the police officer because what you're American Mage?
Yes.
Okay. Well, for anyone other that's not American and watching, what I was advised to do was, I mean, first of all, I called my insurance. Cats are about to murder each other. So if you hear murder noises, that's them. I called my insurance. They advised me to call the police. So I called the non-emergency number. They got an officer down there. And I've actually already sold my car to a junkyard. I only got $220 out of it, but
mm-hmm.
um, you know. Come here, you. But yeah, so my life's kind of a shit show. So I mean, I don't just have the regular hurt. I've got that on top of it, and I kind of lost track of where I was going from there. I don't remember what point I was making. Someone else talk.
I'm just checking on the hurricanes inside. It seems rather oddly calm out there, and I don't hear any wind or rain. So
Don't fuck with it.
yeah,
If there's anything I've learned from my day, it's don't fuck with dumb shit. And fucking with a hurricane is pretty dumb shit. So I'm gonna say don't do it.
this is gonna be quite historic if it keeps going the way it is.
You've got a camera pointing out the window. That's good enough. even if it gets knocked over, you can still sell that footage to a local news station.
I'm not recording it.
Well, you're live streaming it to YouTube, maybe? No, not YouTube. You're live streaming it to something else, presumably.
Yeah, it looks like it's shifted a little bit more to the east now, so it's not quite going right over my head as it was before. It's still over my head, but still a little bit more to the east though now.
While we have been talking, I officially posted the sorry card. So for my not doing my stream tomorrow. So if you're going to live stream it, you'll have to do it on Diana's.
Yeah, that's when all the good stuff's gonna be happening anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be pretty whacked out because they're going to, keep being guys running in and out of here at random.
Yeah, I'm getting a little tired too. It's just, damn.
Yeah, I shouldn't have been on at all tonight because I got things I was supposed to have done before bed. But at this point, yeah, I really need to get off just so I can wash off my makeup and have a bit to eat and get to bed, because in all likelihood they're going to be in here at 9 o'clock in the morning, which means I have to get up and get dressed before 9 o'clock.
Sounds like you guys are about ready to wrap this up then.
Yep. So, if each of you would quickly shill your online stuffs.
Go ahead, Mage. Tell them about your garden.
Yeah, I've got my channel Gardens Happen. The next video is going to be another garden tour, and it's going to be basically see the aftermath of the storm. So that's what my next plan is.
I'm sorry you have to do it, but yeah, it actually should be a rather interesting video to see the cleanup after the storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like I said, normally I stream Wednesdays at noon and Thursdays at 10 p.m. Central. But as I say, I won't be streaming tomorrow because going to be maintenance people coming in and out. So I will not have any privacy, and I don't want to find out how strangers who actually have some control over my living situation would react to some of the things we talk about.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'll see everybody Thursday night, and we'll have an announcement to make at that time. And usually I'm on with the show Saturdays at 6.
All right. All right. Whoa, that's not what I meant to click.
Yeah,
So,
I really hate that format that makes us all look like we're in the vertical video.
I've got 2 more beers that can fit in this, but I ain't feeling it tonight, so it'll wait till another day. But yeah, no, this is the end of my Great Big Stein discussion. So everybody subscribe to Purple Rhymes with Orange. Subscribe. English is hard. To Mage Grey Wolf.
It'd be Gardens Happen you want to go to.
There you go. Randolph Richardson.
Actually, Bub, that would be a great title for you to just do regular chats under.
Yeah?
Yeah, my Great Big Stein.
Yeah, that'd be a good title.
Chat will last as long as the beer lasts in the giant mug.
I love these mugs. Actually, there's a funny-ish story behind these. Hold on, so these mugs, I tried Boilermaker in these. And for those of you who don't know, a Boilermaker, you take a glass of beer, take a shot of whiskey, drop it in, and then you drink it. It did not go so well for me. But I tried it. And promptly discovered that it's not my thing.
Did you use a shot of whiskey that was proportional to the amount of beer?
Almost certainly not. But I still will not try another Boilermaker.
Yeah.
It's no.
I would never try one just because I don't like beer. I'll stick to just the whiskey.
That's fair. I mean, the whiskey permeates the beer pretty fast.
Well, and to be fair, I can't even drink whiskey straight. I need to mix it with something sweet, usually ginger ale.
Okay. Oh, but each of you have showed yourselves, so I think I'm gonna Actually, Perp, did you show yourself real quick?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna show myself. I have this channel, and I also have a beer channel. I don't really care about anything else I've got. So yeah, relevant links will be posted in the description. I'm sure Mage and Perp will send me their links.
That's my link in the chat there if you need to grab it.
All right. I mean, posting links will probably wait until tomorrow, but yeah, I appreciate you both coming on the stream. It's better than drinking all lonely like. So
Well, these days, even for my own links, I just go and pull them off of the Amiga Nuts show list.
all right. Well, take it easy, everyone. And I've been watching MASH lately, and I recently watched the series finale. So long, goodbye, and amen. I'm gonna quote Dr. Sidney Friedman real quick. Pull down your pants and slide on the ice. It's pretty solid advice, I think. So take it easy, everyone. See y'all in the next one.
Good night, all.
Later.